Hi everyone, welcome again to my YouTube channel Soul Sparks with Pallavi, and this is Pallavi. So, in today's video, we're going to talk about self worth and we'll know how self worth is equals to self net worth. How your self worth is, decides your self and like your income. So, let's just get started. You can be smart, hardworking, even you can be gifted, but if deep down you feel that you don't deserve success, your brain will find ways to block it. You heard it right. Because your income never rises above your self worth. And that's why self worth is very, very important. सो इसको ना एक स्टोरी के टाइम लाइक एक स्टोरी की हेल्प से समझते ओके सो आई हैव दिस वेरी very generous, very kind friend, and he's a web developer and he is very good at his work. He makes great website, I would say. So, I was talking to him and I said that, you are doing so great work, then why are you charging so low? Like you should charge a little bit more. You're extraordinary at your work. So why are you charging less? And then he'd said, who'd pay me that much? I was like, who'd pay you? Why are you thinking like that? I mean, just look at your work. You deserve more. And that time I realized he didn't have a pricing problem. He had a self-worth problem. Yes, you heard it right, self-worth problem. So according to Dr. David, who's author of Power versus Force, every emotion emits a frequency. And whether it's guilt, it's shame, it's fear, you attract. If you're feeling these things and you attract survival. But the moment you start feeling confident and worthiness, you attract abundance. So the moment you start believing you are too small or you don't deserve these things, your life will agree to that. Trust me. And now we are going to know how and why your self-worth is equals to your net worth. So your brain, everyone's brain has this built-in financial, you can say, financial thermostat. We all have this built-in financial thermostat that decides that that decide how much love, success, or wealth we can tolerate. Not that we can deserve, we can tolerate. So it has basically the brain has basically set a limit, एक upper limit set कर दिया कि okay, this is the amount of success, wealth, prosperity we deserve in our life. And psychologist Maxwell Maltz in his book Psycho-Cybernetics found that our self image acts like a control system. And no matter what happens externally, even if your situation are worst, even if you are in your worst environment, your subconscious will always bring your life back to the level you think, back to the level you feel you deserve. That's why it's very important to to just go beyond your imagination, to think beyond what you can deserve, to ask for more. That's why people with the same skill set, that's why people who, like, if you compare two people who are very good at their work but they earn differently. Why? Because one values the self-worth, and the second person, he sees doubt. That's why self worth is very important. The problem is not that you lack opportunities. It's not just that you lack opportunity. It's that you keep unconsciously rejecting the opportunities, rejecting the ones that exceed your comfort level, that exceed your identity. So you need to work on your self worth if you want to increase your net worth. And there are few signs that shows that okay, you are undervaluing yourself. So I'll be talking about all those signs. First sign is you explain what your worth, you over explain your worth, not explain your worth, you over explain your worth. You constantly justify your prices, your opinions, your work, even your presence. That's a subconsciously for permission. आप लोगों से पूछते रहते हो कि ओके ये सही है ना। आप हर छोटी डिसीजन में लोगों का पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू लेते हो। आप हमेशा आप हर एक छोटी चीज़ों के लिए, इवन आप ड्रेस कैसे हो रहे हो, आप बात कैसे कर रहे हो, आप लोगों से पूछते हो ये सही था ना। एक प्रेजेंटेशन दे करके आए ना, आप पूछ रहे हो ये ठीक था ना सब चीज़। सो इन psychology we call this term as external validation dependency. It's basically a term which says that it's a belief that is based on someone else's validation. It's a belief that your worth is described by the validation of other people. Second, you are always almost there moments. So these are the moments, I feel like कभी भी होता है आपकी लाइफ में कि जब आप बहुत नजदीक हो सक्सेस के, लाइक आपने बहुत वर्क किया एंड यू फील लाइक कि ओके हो जाएगा इस बार, आपने मेहनत की है, आप काम कर लोगे। बट जब आप वो एंड पॉइंट पे होते हो ना, तो आप फेल हो जाते हो। आपको पता है क्यों होते हो? बिकॉज आप कहीं ना कहीं आपके अंदर जब वो आपने काम स्टार्ट किया ना, आप डाउट कर रहे थे अपने ऊपर, एंड आपका सेल्फ वर्थ अलाइन नहीं कर रहा था आपके सक्सेस होने से। दैट्स व्हाई यू रिसीव्ड फेलियर। The moment you start doubting yourself, when you are even though you are giving your 100% effort, even though you are working 9 to 5 on that thing, but अगर आपने self doubt थोड़ा सा भी है ना, that thing will go in vain. ठीक है? You won't get the reward you won't get the reward as success. You'll get punished as failure. Third, you play small to be loved. You know, we have always, deep down, we have always tried to shut down our voices, to hide our achievements. We have always tried to hide our success because we fear that if people found out that, okay, you are like, you are more successful than us, they'll abandon you. And we don't want to be left behind, so we have created a thing in our mind that success equals to rejection, because we are fearing to be alone. But trust me, that will take nowhere in your life, because you are capable to do more than great things. You are capable of doing wonderful things in your life, and you are here to inspire others. You have to increase your self-worth, and parallelly your net worth will definitely increase. So now we'll talk, how can we increase our self-worth? First of all, audit your internal dialogues. Every time whenever we try to get ahead of our shell, ahead of the people around us, there's voices in our head that says, like, do you really want to do this, or are you ready? There are voices that says, I'm not ready, I don't deserve these things, I don't know if I'm capable to do these things. Then at that point, ask yourself, who's talking? Is it me, or I'm being influenced by the thoughts of other people? Is this my voice, or I'm just following the societal norms? Just try to figure it out. Second, charge for the energy, not for the effort, actually. See, people don't pay for your time, they pay for your transformation, they pay for your energy, they pay for the result, they pay for the energy. I think the work that you're putting, it's also a form of energy. So they pay for your energy. So start pricing, negotiating, and just speak from the energy. You don't have to shield yourself, you don't have to play small. Just ask for your value, because you deserve it. And last but not the least, mirror practice. This is the very important thing. Every morning, wake up and just look in the mirror and say, I deserve these things. I'm capable of doing these things. I'm enough before I prove it to anyone. And in this way, you'll definitely see changes in yourself. Because, like, it might sound small, like these steps that I just said, it might sound small to you, but if you practice it on a daily basis now, it will definitely lead to great change in your life. And trust me, if you're asking for your value, if you're asking for your self-worth, if you know your self-worth, and you are asking the price, the money accordingly, you are not greedy. It's just you are respecting yourself. And trust me, self-worth is not built overnight. You have to work for it. You have to refuse to settle for less. Every time you need to refuse to settle for less, because if you don't respect yourself, if you don't respect your self-worth, then who will respect you? No one will. And the moment you start respecting yourself, others will respect you. The moment you see your self-worth, others people will definitely see your self-worth. So this is all for today's video, and thank you so much for watching till here. You can connect with me through my social media handle links, and I'll be sharing that in my description box. Till then, bye bye, and have a wonderful day ahead. Kindly like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Bye bye.